Start by removing the small little tray and using a 7mm socket, go ahead and remove this bolt. Now use a small flat blade screwdriver and pull this little panel piece off and remove this bolt here. It's also a 7mm. Use your pry tool, your non-marring plastic panel removal tool, and pry up on this window switch. I'll have a link for that tool in my description area below. It basically makes it so you don't scratch your dash or any kind of piece when you're pulling up on things. Go ahead and push this tab in and pull backwards to remove this Molex plug from the window switch. There's 2 bolts here. They're also a 7mm. Go ahead and remove those also. There's also a 7mm bolt right below the door here. This window switch, pull down on that tab and you'll be able to release it from that mechanism. And this piece right here, to give yourself a little bit more room to work on this plug from the back, you'll need to pull it out. And this little red connector, kind of go at an angle with a small flat blade screwdriver, push upwards to release the clip. And then from there you can press down on the black tab to pull the Molex connector out of the connector there. If you have these little door clips stuck on your door, you can use a panel removal tool like this one to take them out. And then of course then put them back in your door. Now remove this one little clip right here. And then on the door trim, pull this little clip off and make sure to pull right where that clip is at. Don't pull next to it because it's not a very strong clip. So you, once you do that, you'll have access to this black Molex plug. Press down the tab and pull straight backwards. And then I believe it's a 10mm. Correct me if I'm wrong. I forgot to write it down before I made this video, but remove 3 of the bolts here and just make sure if you plan on saving this mirror on the outside to hold it at the same exact time so you don't drop it. Most of you watching this video are probably replacing it, but just it's better not to drop it anyways. Now you should be able to just pull straight backwards and pull off that mirror. And remember when you put it back in that you're going to put it with the lip in and then set it down. You'll notice this little rubber piece on top. Make sure that's going over that piece also when you install it back again, because that's a weather stripping. You don't want water getting into that area. Now when putting this door back on, you'll have to remove this windowsill piece. You want to take those little clips off and you want to put it in these little holes right here. You'll notice it goes like big, small, big, small, big, small. So it's every other one that's big you put it in. And I'll show you a close-up here of what it's supposed to look like when it's in there. Because this door is not conventional. It doesn't go on top and slide down and click in from there. It basically pushes straight on. So here's a close-up of it. See a small one, the big gap. And that's what it's supposed to look like from your area. So the fuzzy side goes towards the outside, so not towards you. And you'll notice mine has 2 little dots on the left-hand side. So just push this guy on and make sure it lines up across and make sure it seats really well, because you'll think it's ready, but it's not. So keep trying to press it on until it seats really, really well on there. And if this piece came off on you, just make sure to put it back. And make sure when you put it back on that this seal goes over it. Now with this door, instead of putting it on top of the track and pushing down, you want to put this door like straight on forward. Because most doors you put it on top and you lay it like you push down to go on the track, but this one you're wanting to push the door into the clips. And once you have it lined up, just make sure to hit it with your fist to have the clips engaged correctly. And just make sure those little like white door panel clips are lined up with the holes in the door. Then you can kind of guide it from there. Man, I have a lot of gray hair. It's like one day you're 30, next day you're 40. All right, so go ahead and use your fist and make sure it's lined up, and hit it with your fist, and it should click right in. But make sure all MOS connectors are connected. I think this one had an electronic window switch on top right, so make sure you connect that before you start clicking things in. And make sure you put on the door latch for the door handle.